Hello beautifuls, this is Aromie here and welcome back to Mystic Destinies, Serendipity of Aeons, and we're here in my room. Hopefully, this time these two are not gonna yell at each other if I remember clearly. I can't remember what happened last time. They slept together last night, right? Since Shinji was once again gone from bed by the time I awoke, I decided to roll out of bed and get ready to face the world. After a quick shower, I get dressed, humming a song I don't quite recognize. I find Shinji in the living room. Just like last time, he's enjoying a cup of coffee while reading something on his phone. I feel like the sound might be a little... I guess that's just what he normally does in every morning. He looks up at me with a smile as I walk up to him. Good morning. You're up unusually early today. I giggle and take a seat at the kitchen table. I know, right? Shinji gets up with ease and quickly prepares me a cup. I breathe in the scent of fresh coffee with a smile. I think your weird sleeping habits have seriously rubbed off on me. He smirks at me over his cup of coffee. Or you just became the real you. A weirdo. Gasp, so overdramatically that I think I might start laughing at my own reaction. How rude! Now you owe me another breakfast for being so rude to me. Fine, you want me to make you some now? No, I'm actually so nervous about today and I don't think I can eat without throwing up. It really hit me just now after waking up that we can't concoct a plot to capture an actual knight and we're going against a queen. It's like something out of a book. It's like a little it's a little hard to believe that it's actually happening in this day and age. I mean, I know we live in this magical world, but I didn't always know about it, so sometimes things still feel strange and unreal to me. And she gets up again and grabs me something from the refrigerator. He hands me some cherry yogurt and a spoon. Since when do I have yogurt in my fridge? Here, at least try eating this. Despite my somewhat uncooperative stomach, I managed to eat some of the yogurt. I'm going to go meet Lachlan and my mom soon, so as per your plan, it'll be up to you to lure Cillian to us. Aye aye, Captain. I will go along with the plan exactly. He snorts. It's your plan, so wouldn't that make you the captain? Oh, yeah, I guess it would. Captain Michiko Melody. I rather like the sound of that. And he salutes me with a grin. Alright then, Captain Michiko. I hold back a giggle. It feels so strange to hear him call me captain. Strange, but nice. You know, a girl could get used to this. Fresh coffee made each morning, breakfast prepared. If you keep doing this, I might end up getting spoiled. Well that's fine. Maybe I actually want to spoil you, even if it's just a little bit. Oh, I don't know what to say to that. An unfamiliar sort giddiness builds and bubbles up inside me. It feels like we're a newlywed couple, sharing our mornings like this. Are we a boyfriend and girlfriend, or what are we? Especially after the night we had together. Just what are you thinking about? I practically inhaled my coffee when he asked this. From the look on his face, I wouldn't be surprised if he waited for me to start drinking to ask. He knows. I get myself to stop coughing and look to him, trying to desperately ignore my burning cheeks. I was thinking about last night, actually. Oh, wanna go again? Oh my god! Maybe right on the kitchen table this time. I nearly choke on my coffee again. He doesn't stop himself from laughing this time. As tempting as that is, perhaps when we don't have a knight to capture and a queen lies to bring to light. Shinji chuckles and gets up, stepping closer to me. I know. He leans down and gently kisses the top of my head. I'll see you later. Hopefully this mess will be over soon enough. As he walks out, I still can't stop smiling, even as I hear the apartment door close. I down the rest of my coffee and go to shower and get dressed before I head out as well. I stand in the middle of the street and look around. My heart beats nervously against my ribcage. I breathe in deeply and try and quell the nervous energy coursing through my body. I really hope this all works. No, it will. It has to. Cillian? I call out his name, doing my best to sound unsure. Nothing, but that was expected. I try again, this time letting my voice quiver. Cillian? Do I sound desperate enough? Cillian! Maybe I should have asked Sho for some acting lessons? As soon as I think that, I realize the acting lessons may not quite be necessary. Cillian makes himself known, walking out before me with a bow. Lady Michiko, how did you know I was here? I didn't. I was kind of just hoping you were, or that you could hear me somehow and appear. I'm desperate, so I decided to try this because it's urgent. Trying to sound as panicked and worried as I can, I began to tell him the story of how Shinji has been acting weird lately. Trying to pepper in some truth. We even had a fight recently when I suggested that he should give Sorcha a chance, that he should at least try to get to know her. I told him that if he did, he might see what a kind person she is. But he just freaked out on me, started shouting and throwing things. It was so unlike him that I was shocked. I sighed and looked away, hoping I'd look appropriately downcast. Because he acted so out of character, I thought that something must be up. I admit, I followed him. It's wrong, I shouldn't have, but I was so worried. Cillian nods along in understanding to my emotional explanation. He doesn't comment, however, silently urging me to continue with his eyes. I followed him around a few times, found out that he's been talking to Lachlan and Mickey. Somehow they found him, or he found them, I'm not even sure. At first I thought he just wanted some answers, which is why I went to the manor to look with him. But now I'm not so sure. Are they together now? Is that why you called me? Teary-eyed and nod, Cillian speaks to me in such a gentle tone that I start to feel bad for tricking him like this. No, get it together, Michiko. You can feel bad about this after the evil queen is dealt with. You know where they are? Not again. What Sorcha told me about Lachlan. Lachlan. And after that display I saw when they escaped the giant storm Mickey created. And then the curse, I'm afraid of getting closer to them on my own. Who knows what they could do to me this time? You won't be alone now. I'm here with you. Will you tell me where they are? I frantically shake my head no. I don't know how to explain. Shoot. Oh my god. Guys, don't even do that to me. I don't even like thunderstorms. I don't like lightning. It scares me. A flash of light fills the sky and thunder roars obscuring everything. Hello? Amusement wells up inside me, but I hide it behind a fearful facade. Ooh, nice dramatic effect. Seeing the looming storm clouds, I feel all my nervousness go away. As a reflection of the sky, I feel entirely calm. I'll take you there, but it's a bit of a walk, so I hope you're prepared. He looks thoughtful for a moment before holding out his hands to me. Take my hands and think of where we need to go. A pendant will transport us where needed. I work to maintain a serious expression to keep the giddiness I feel hidden away. I feel bad for tricking him, but I also can't believe he's actually fallen for it. Maybe I'm a better actress than I realized. Or Cillian just really trusts you and you're just ruining the trust right now. He takes my hand in his and closes his eyes. While he can't see, mine fall into the pendant around his neck. It's mostly hidden away by his armor, but I can still see it. For a moment, I almost want to just reach out and grab it now, but I know I should go along with my plan. I close my eyes and focus my mind on where we need to go. Nothing happens. Am I not doing something? I try to pull my hand away from Cillian, but he gives him a little squeeze. His gentle voice stops me from opening my eyes. It's okay, you can do this. First time is always the hardest. Just imagine a place and the pendant will do the work. I take a deep breath and relax, trying to imagine the place we need to get to. Nothing happens still. I frown. Trying not to become too frustrated, my mind conjures up images of Shinji smiling down at me. I feel a strange tug on my chest, and for a brief moment I feel like some invisible force is squeezing my whole body. Where the heck are we? As soon as I feel the ground shift under my feet, my eyes snap open. I push myself forward so that I stumble right into Cillian. Being so close to him, I can feel him stiffen in embarrassment, which I use to my advantage. Well, I quickly grab his pendant and pull it off. More concerned with me than anything, he doesn't notice as I tuck it away in my sleeve. Instead, he helps me stand. Yo, you're ready to leave this man here? I stand up straight with a little laugh. Sorry about that. It's weird to suddenly go from solid pavement to sand. It's alright, even though I am used to such travel, it still also feels strange to me. Cillian seems to finally realize that he's got his hands on my shoulders still. He scrambled to let me go immediately, taking an overly large step away from me. I barely hear him mumble sorry as he lets out an awkward cough. He is so cute! Cillian transforms into his knightly armor as he looks around. I don't see them anywhere. They might— Oh god. Please stop! I'm getting literally— I had to jump. Thunder roars out of nowhere and a bolt of lightning hits Cillian straight on. Hello? Oh. His body flies through the air upon impact, hitting the sand as he lands, creating a crater around him. What? I knew what was planned to capture Cillian, but this shocks me to see. I turn around and see Mickey approaching. Why'd you hurt him that bad? Her eyes are fixed on Cillian, and her hands electricity arches and cracks, clearly ready to attack if he tries anything. Following her are Shinji and Lachlan, and for the slightest moment I let myself be amused at how similar father and son look next to each other. Cillian groans and sits up. He instantly looks at me, then to Shinji, and then at Mickey and Lachlan. He doesn't have to say anything. It's clear from his expression that he figured it out, that all of this has been a trap for him. Shinji comes to stand next to me as Lachlan walks past us to join Mickey. We stand back to watch the exchange between the two Fae. I glance at Shinji, but he's looking on ahead at what's happening, so I look back at the scene before us. Mickey doesn't say anything, but she doesn't take her eyes off Cillian. She's still prepared for an attack. Lachlan kneels down to get Cillian's eye level. How? How did you do it? How did you manage to trick everyone? He grabs for his necklace, clearly trying to escape, but realizes it's not there instantly. He looks at me with a frown, then looks back at Lachlan. Is this the end for me then? I assume with me out of the way, you'll go after Sorcha now. No, and yes. This is not your end. I don't want it to be. How very believable. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. With Cillian still lying in the sand, Lachlan begins to explain everything. The whole story. From the very moment Sorcha had appeared, Cillian. He explains to Cillian that he's been tricked by Sorcha for all these years. But Cillian doesn't believe it. Even a blind man can see that. Not that I blame him. Something like this was hard for me to believe too. It's hot in my room. It doesn't help I had a blanket over me. What convenient lies you have concocted. This is the pile of horse shit. But you told everyone so they would come join you? My lady would never be as despicable as you are describing her. She has spent all these years desperately looking for her beloved child. I burped. The one you took away just like that. As soon as Iohan was returned to her, as soon as she had her son back, she promised to finally marry me. Oh. Eh? Seriously? Had you not returned out of whatever hellhole you disappeared off to, we would have been happy together by now. She loves me. She has for many years. She never loved you. Only me. If that's true, then why did she marry me? I felt pressure to marry you. What? Does that make you angry? Jealous? It's surreal to watch a conversation like this go down so calmly. However bad the situation is between those two, it doesn't feel like either one of them wants to truly fight the other. Cillian's words remind me of something. At first it's like a nagging forgotten thought, like something you know but can't quite recall. Then in a sudden rush it all comes to me, and I mumble to myself, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense at all. That's not what she told me. If she's so kind and pure and whatever, then why was she lying about something like this? It's a pretty obvious sign of lying if she can't keep her bullshit straight. At that, I feel more confident about having chosen to believe them instead of Sorcha. I must have had some doubts that I was ignoring, but I do feel better about my decision now. I get the feeling I should say something, but I had no idea how helpful it might be. Cillian, you were in the spring court long enough, right? So you would know this then. Does a dahlia mean prosperity and luck? What? No, it does not. What has this got to do with anything? When Sorcha gave me the flower, the dahlia, or whatever it is pronounced, she lied to me and told me it meant that. Why would she lie about something as seemingly insignificant as that? I don't say it outright, but I can see that he got the message. Sorcha was the one who cursed me. The seed of doubt has been planted. Although understandably, Cillian doesn't seem very keen on letting the doubt grow. If you won't believe my words, will you believe my memories? What? Can't. That's... The air feels heavy between them, but I only feel confusion. I hate this feeling of not knowing something. No matter my own desire for knowledge, I don't want to interrupt something as important as this. I can sate my curiosity later when we're all safe. It's worth it if it lets you see the whole truth for yourself. Look, beyond everything, it truly does seem like the two of them care deeply for each other. I hope that friendship can be salvaged after this. I hope Sorcha hasn't irreparably destroyed their bond. Cillian sighs and nods as he stands up. Lachlan places his hands at Cillian's temples and quietly chants something in a language that I can't recognize. Even from here, I can see the little sparks at the tips of his fingers. Completely fascinated by the whole process, I can't tear my eyes away from them. I don't want to. The sparks flash wildly before entering Cillian's skin. It must look weird. Slowly, Cillian's eyes completely glaze over, and Lachlan steps back, seemingly finished with his part. Now we wait. How complicated is it to do something like that? I wonder out loud, not really expecting anyone to answer such a thing right now. Without taking his eyes off the scene beforehand, Shinji answers. It depends on the exact spell, since there are many different variations of it, and it can be something that's found in different types of magic. I admit that for Fey magic, I'm not really sure. I start to say something, but my voice is cut off by a sudden heart-wrenching scream. Startled, I look from Shinji to where Cillian and Lachlan are. I look just in time to see Cillian fall on his back, panting. He looks at the sky quietly, then sits up. He tries to get up, but falls to his knees. No, I can't. I can't believe it. I don't want to. How can my love? How can she be this way? How could I not see? Oh, he's crying. Cillian. His whole body shakes. He desperately clings onto himself, wrapping his arms around his own body as much as he can. Why? He rocks back and forth. The memories, they can't be fake. Cillian's eyes glaze over. He stops moving. Lachlan sighs. It appears that he retreated into his own mind. Seeing Cillian have a mental breakdown, seeing him just shut down like this, it pains my heart. I don't think that he deserves this sort of fate, or to be tricked as Sorcha had for years, using him without any regard for Cillian's feelings. Seeing him like that makes me realize that he was truly in love with Sorcha, so the revelation had been all the more painful for him. I hear Shinji's quiet voice, only loud enough for me to hear. Cillian may be hurting now, showing him the truth may seem cruel now, but now he can finally move on from this one-sided love that wasn't good for him. He can move on and heal. I know in my head that's the truth of it, and it does make me feel a little better about seeing him like this. About knowing that we're the ones who put him in such a state, but it's still painful to see someone as nice as Cillian suffer like that. It is! It does suck. Cillian doesn't deserve that. Michiko, will you give us a pendant you took from Cillian now? For a moment I forgot that I had it. I quickly nod and pull it out of my sleeve and hand it to Lachlan. Lach hands it to Mickey and she puts it on. I'll take Cillian somewhere where he can rest, and he looks down at his motionless form in the sand. I'll watch over him. I don't think he'll do anything to himself or anyone, but he then grabs onto him and they disappear in a blink, leaving only me, Shinji, and Lachlan standing on the beach. The three of us exchange glances. With Cillian and Mickey gone, it suddenly hits me how real this all feels. We should go. If we take too long, she might realize that Cillian is missing. After that display with Cillian, I don't even want to say her name. Even thinking it leaves me feeling like I want to punch them. This lady is crazy. When we arrive at the castle, we find it suspiciously empty. I fight back a shiver as we walk down the terrace. There are no sounds, even nature has become eerily quiet. And yet, I get a weird feeling that we're being watched. Anyone else feel that? Father and son nod. I imagine Mother Dearest is expecting us. I snort. We wouldn't want to be the bad guests, right? Let's go greet the hostess then. Everything about the situation feels tense, but the jokes help calm the nerves somewhat. Never in my life did I imagine doing something like this, and yet here I am, dressed up in magical armor, part of a rather snarky team that's about to go fight an evil queen. Lachlan takes the lead, walking ahead of us, since he's the only one who knows where to go. Shinji and I walk side by side. He briefly brushes his hand against mine. Even without words, I know what he's trying to say. It'll be okay. Oh, you're so... babe. Throne room is just over there. Get ready. Who knows what she might have in store for us. Lachlan starts to move, then stops and looks back at us again. Before we go in, a warning. There is a saying, beware of the Fae and their twisted tongues. Just keep that in mind at all times when we face her. That said, he continues to lead us forward. Ooh, it's pretty in here. To be honest though, this lady may be crazy, but the place is really beautiful. The first thing I notice upon walking into the throne room is the guards, so many of them, all neatly standing by the walls. My eyes follow along the long line of guards to Sorcha, who is in the hardest spot. She sits in the throne with a guard at each side. I welcome you, dear guests. The sweetness in her voice is sickening. She looks as kind as she always has, but I can no longer shake the feeling of utter and complete wrongness. Her eyes are much like Shinji's, yet so completely wrong. They go from me to Shinji and stop on Lachlan. Her smile doesn't falter in the slightest, turning sad instead. I am saddened to see you come to me with Lachlan. Lachlan, has he charmed you so that you believe me, the villain? She waves her guards away without a word. They move to stand by the walls. Lachlan laughs, but it sounds so hollow and mocking. Drop the act already. You're not fooling anyone anymore. Fine. It was a rather tiresome role to play. So you got me. Good for you. She has been doing this in the works for like how long, however old Shinji is, and even more. She had hold Shinji as pregnancy. She waited a long time for this. I must congratulate you, my darling husband. You won the round. I stare at her face in numb disbelief. Even though I knew about it, actually seeing the switch in Sorcha's demeanor feels unreal. Not content with just watching the scene unfold, I step forward. Why? Why are you doing all this? Her eyes focus on me and I have to stop myself from visibly recoiling from the disgust on her face. Ah, you. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. Okay, the reason is rather simple. Mommy had me so she could live a cozy, rich life. She wanted to be queen. Daddy didn't want to be king, so she got rid of him and made it look like someone else had done it. Mommy dearest taught me all I know. Oh man, this is like Cinderella phenomenon. She went through husband after husband, each and every one of them dying in some mysterious way. I helped, of course, ever the little helper that I was. Yo, you were psychotic to begin with. Oh, but it was ever so dreadful living under her boot. I became bored of it, of her. She laughs, but the gentle musical laughter I heard before is no more. The sound sends a chill through my very bones. All it took is switching out the wine glasses for her and her toy at the time. Bye, Mommy. Wow. And she clicks her tongue. So what? Is this story supposed to make us feel for your sad, miserable life? Feel bad? No, I do not care in the slightest. Then why? For fun. Or perhaps to scare you. Who can guess? You seem to be doing it for your own amusement more than anything else. Perhaps making us feel bad about your past would just be like some sort of delightful joke to you. Clap slowly. Bravo, son, you have me all figured out. You take so much after me. No. He looks so disgusted that he can't even talk. Perhaps if I had gotten to raise you, things would have turned out differently. We could have taken Avalon together by now. He looks to Lachlan. But you just had to go and ruin my perfectly laid out plans. I would have given you a quick death after a short life of happiness. How very kind of you. Yes, I am quite kind. But you ruined my plans, so you no longer deserve any kindness from me. I glance at to all the motionless guards. I wonder what they were thinking, what they think of their queen. You keep saying Lachlan ruined your plans, but you're the one who's revealing them in front of everyone. She snorts. What? Them? They are little more than mindless drones by now. If I told them to jump off a cliff, they would go do as instructed without a single thought. That's disgusting. Did she brainwash them? Cillian would have been the same, but the fool was so in love with me, I didn't see any need to bother. Sorcha stands up from her seat. She walks away slowly, gracefully. It seems as if she's gliding along the floor. It's not for the sound of her heels clicking against the stone floor, I would think as much. She stands before us, and for the first time, I truly see what a beautiful family they might have made. Outwardly, they look intimidatingly beautiful together, so completely picture perfect. Except beyond appearances, they're not. I stand between Sorcha and Shinji. You should realize that your plans have failed completely. If you stop this now, you can save yourself the fight. Well, aren't you precious? She's not even taking me seriously? I take a step closer to her. You told us your sob story, but what do you think you'll gain here? Truly. Sorcha stares down at me silently. The old me might have been scared by her, but I won't back down. Is it not obvious, you silly little girl? I want to take my rightful place in the world. If I cannot take the throne as High Queen myself, I will do the next best thing. My darling son will rule for me. He will be High King, but I will be the true power behind the throne. Shinji steps forward to stand at my side. He quietly places a hand on my shoulder. In what backward dimension do you think I would just let you do that? You forget that not everyone bends to your will. Without warning, Sorcha moves forward. I see it happen as in slow motion. She reaches out to grab Shinji's face, but just before she can, I react. I slap her hand away, hard. Do not interrupt me, you filthy little witch. I don't back down. Standing taller instead, I look her right in the eye. This is not something I was ever proud of. I never had any reason to be proud, so it never even occurred to me to be proud of what I am. But I am a sorceress. If my powers help me protect the people I love, then I will stand proud. I will become an unstoppable force. I will not let anyone hurt those precious to me. But don't you worry, pretty little head. Don't you worry. Wait, I butchered that up completely. Don't you worry your pretty little head. I'm sure it's hard to remember such things when you're clearly not all there. If it's what I have to do, I will become the greatest sorceress that ever lived. What? How dare you? Don't worry, lady. Don't worry. Just close your eyes real quick. Everything will be gone. She glares down at me. Then she starts to laugh. I should have guessed from the start that you would be trouble. As Aurith's favor, of course you would. Chaos naturally follows your kind. This is true. Such a shame. I had hoped to avoid having to hurt a creation of the god of chaos, but I can at least make him proud of how I deal with you. Virgil walks towards the throne, stopping to stand right in front of it. Guards, kill my husband and capture my son. And the sorceress leave her to me. Oh. The soldiers move fast. They surround Lachlan and Shinji with their glaives at the ready. I'm left to stand alone facing Sorcha on my own. Chapter 13, Event Horizon. There's 13 chapters, right? This is the last chapter? With the sounds of fighting behind me, I want to look back. I want to go help Shinji and his dad. But I can't tear my eyes away from Sorcha's predatory gaze. I'm not nervous, nor am I scared. At least not the way I thought I'd be. Talk about trying to do new things in life. Look at me now, Mom! We stand in a silent stare-off, neither willing to give an inch. My mind is going crazy, trying to think of how to win this fight before it gets too bad. If I can take her out quickly, maybe knock her out, then it might work? No, but then what? Arrest her? Throw her in some dungeon? It scared me. In between the sound of metal clash against metal, I hear a scream. Instinctively, I turn to look. The sound of thunder roars throughout the castle, and the sudden flash of lightning colors everything in white, blinding me for a few moments. As the light fades, I can see the ominous storm clouds outside the windows. The warm lights of the throne room are no more. Still aware of Sorcha's eyes on me, I look back. I have to. Is the music too loud? There we go. That way I can't be as scared. I see Lachlan fighting 4 guards all at once. He stands his ground, expertly deflecting all attacks with his sword. Shinji stands a little further, using magic to stop anyone from getting too close. The guard drops like flies around him. Fire, ice, lightning, wind. They stand no chance against him, and he shows no mercy. Or shows them no mercy. But they just keep coming. And Shinji conjures up magic I've never seen. Darker than anything I've seen before and dangerous. So dangerous that I can sense it even from here. I want to go help, but I know that as soon as I make a move, Sorcha will make hers. So I'm forced to watch from a distance. I was not kidding, you know. Her voice is clear and sharp. It usually cuts through the sounds of battle that completely fills the Arvinus room. Dang, I can't read today. Eohan is so much like me. He calmly stands next to me. I manage to tear my eyes away from the fighting to glare up at her. Shinji is nothing like you. She giggles. You are here, are you not? You can see the kind of magic he's using. There's darkness in him. I can see it now that he's not holding his aura away. I don't have to be having this conversation. I don't want to indulge her. But I am curious, very curious. Can't hurt to ask, can it? Ask her about her powers? Ask her, I guess? It may be complete bullshit. She may just be trying to mess with me. But I want to know. I want to hear whatever she has to say. What do you mean? We Fae normally do not see each other's auras. That's simply because we hide it so well. But as Eohan fights, he is distracted. The more of that magic he uses, the better I can see his soul. It is dark and broken. She seems so amused by the revelation, but I refuse to react. I stubbornly hide all the worry away. I don't have time to think too hard about what she sees and why she sees what she sees. The death magic, that has to be it. I so desperately wish I could travel back in time and simply stop Shinji from forever getting possessed, but I know that's impossible. I look at Sorcha. Are we not fighting? What are we doing? Are we not fighting, girl? We do not have to. What? I have an offer for you. Right, of course you do. I am going to win. It's inevitable. However, I will give you a choice. Give in and I will allow you to remain with my son while I rule Avalon. Fight and you'll be locked away for all eternity in some dark, deep dark hole where there's no magic, no nothing. That's a ridiculous proposal. Some insignificant flower could never control a storm. As if I'd actually agree to something like that. A loud clash disturbs my thoughts. I turn just in time to see Lachlan crumple to the ground. Shinji looks panicked as he runs to him. I don't know what's going on there, but I need to go help. I move to run, but Sorcha grabs onto my arm with a vice-like grip. Leaving me so soon? And here we were having such a pleasant conversation. Let me go. I try to pull my arm away from her grip, but she doesn't budge. Just how strong is she? She squeezes harder and I try not to wince. I said, let me go. Without even thinking about it, I push my arm towards her. Holding my hand out, I push her away. She flies through the air and lands in the throne with a loud thud. I wasn't expecting that. Torture doesn't move, her whole body slumps down. She knocked out? Did I knock her out? I'm torn between wanting to go check on her and wanting to run to help Shinji and Lachlan. No, what am I doing? This isn't time to space out. I move to run to Shinji and Lachlan, but as I make a step, I feel a strange tug around my foot. I look down and see a strange looking vine wrapped around my foot. What the? I try to pull at it, but it just squeezes tighter around my skin. Damn it, ow! Before I can react further, the vine starts to rapidly grow. It wraps itself around me, squeezing me completely. I'm trapped. I can't move at all, not even my hands. I can't use magic to get myself out, at least not without blowing myself up in the process. Crap! I hear the sound of heels on the stone, and Sorcha stands before me again. Congratulations, you surprised me with that. I suppose I should have bound you like this from the start to save myself the trouble. I glare at the woman before me with as much hate that I can muster. Alright, Michiko, stay calm. Just think of a plan in the next episode, because this is where we're going to stop. So, sorry guys. Sorry guys. Always leaving you guys on a cliffhanger. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.